Well, the local spring market off to a bit of a slower than usual start when we take a look at those numbers from April. Local real estate agent Tony Johal joining us live in studio with a closer look at this. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So, of course, starting off at that spring market. So the Waterloo Region Association of Realtors, said that the total number of home sales, they were down about 25% compared to last April. What are your thoughts? Did this come as a surprise to you?
Well, spring market is definitely doing what it's always done. It's definitely brought about more homes than the previous months. The one thing that is a little bit more subdued is just the number of buyers jumping in. You know, about 18 months ago, we would have 20, 30 offers on properties, but now we're not quite seeing that as often. It's definitely a little bit of a different spring market, but I also think it's natural given the market that we just came out of, that things are just sort of getting back to where they should be.
So further to that, I know you noted in the past when we do look at a spring market, it's usually kind of a bit encouraging for some buyers and sellers. Are you starting to see that uptick at this point when we look ahead to, May, June, and potentially forward?
Yeah, I think we're still going to continue to see modest growth. I think we are going to continue to see the market going up, at least in single-digit numbers for the next couple of months, because the rates have continued to stay where they're at. They're not going up. There's selection out there for buyers. Many buyers are able to secure a home and still put their conditions into the deal. So that is something that we hadn't seen before for a long time. And sellers out there are still selling their home in an average of 16 days, which in any given market is still quite fast.
Well, when we look at the average price of a home, I think overall it was just shy of $800,000 here in Kitchener-Waterloo. In particular, $950,000 though for a single detached home, which is still a lot for people out there. Do you feel like that price potentially might shift as we look ahead to, the warmer months ahead?
I think, are we going to cross $1 million for the average detached home? We're going to get very close to it, and if the market continues to be strong and the rates, if they keep coming, if they come down again, we may see that tipping point just over $1 million. But $1 million is probably going to be the ceiling, I think. As we continue to get deeper into the spring, early summer market. What
about in terms of, demand and inventory? What are you seeing right now?
Well, you know what? Any home that's on the market right now that's under $1 million is getting a lot of attention. If it shows well, if it's priced well, and especially if it's close by the 401, you are definitely getting a lot of action, a lot of traction from the GTA as well. So there's definitely big demand in certain pockets of town, but really it comes down to how does the home show, how is it priced, and do buyers see value in that price?
What about advice for first-time buyers? I know we've spoken about this before, but at this point with what we're seeing in terms of inventory, price point, what's your advice to someone who's trying to still break into this market?
I would definitely say don't lose hope. I would say that yes, the rates are higher, but the prices are considerably lower than where they were 18 months ago. So buyers, first-time home buyers, can still get into the market. My advice would definitely be get yourself pre-approved. Understand how much home you can afford, and don't be afraid to go in with your conditions. And don't be afraid to make offers, because you have to get used to the process, and it should be a fun process for first-time buyers. It shouldn't be a scary thing. It should be a wonderful experience.
Yeah, definitely an exciting time. So hopefully, if you are looking, plenty of options coming at some point.
Absolutely.
Tony, we always appreciate your insight and time. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.